Ah, fall, a magical season filled with pumpkin spiced everything and the sudden plummet of the real estate market. Well, almost. While you were sipping on your pumpkin spice lattes and enjoying sweater weather, the Durham Region real estate market decided to pull a spooky stunt of its own. In today's video, we're going to uncover what's been brewing in the market lately. So grab your coziest sweater and your popcorn and get ready as we uncover the chilling tale of our real estate market. If you're new to this channel, my name is Jessie McLellan and I'm a realtor here in Oshawa, Ontario. I make videos to keep you up to date on the Durham Region real estate market, and in these videos, I do my best to give you an unbiased and unfiltered perspective on our market. I use a mix of market data and what I personally experience on a daily basis with buyers and sellers to help give you the information you need to get a clear view into our local real estate market and hopefully help you make the most informed real estate decisions. If that sounds like something you're interested in, please give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. And if you have any questions about our market or buying and selling a home here, you can use the link in the description to book a call with me at a time that works best for you. We'll start off with month-over-month and year-over-year changes, and then we'll move into where the trends suggest our market is going. At the end, I'll provide some insight for those who might be purchasing or selling a home in the near future. Month over month, there were some notable changes in Durham Region. We saw the average price of all home types decrease 2.5% from $930,000 down to $907,000. And Oshawa saw a larger decrease of 7.1%, going from an average price of $815,000 in August to just $756,000 in September. From what I've seen so far this month, Oshawa's average sale price is higher at this point in October. However, I believe this can be attributed to the small number of sales we've seen under $600,000 thus far. In September, there were 37 sales under $600,000, and so far in October, we've only had one. So if we don't see that number increase significantly by the end of the month, expect the data to show Oshawa with a price increase. But don't take that as home values increasing overall. It's just with less homes selling overall, more or less sales in different price categories can really affect our numbers right now. As for the rest of the region, there were small but consistent price decreases noticed in most areas. Detached homes in Pickering and Ajax actually went against the trends and saw small price increases during September. However, whether prices are trending upwards or downwards, it's never in a smooth line. There will be fluctuations on the way, so take that into consideration when you see bumps in price in different areas or home types like detached in Pickering and Ajax, or potentially Oshawa next month. The overall trend still suggests we're slowly moving downward. Moving on to listings and sales. We saw the number of new listings increase by 13% month over month, while we also saw the number of sales decrease by 15%. The number of active listings at the end of September was 1,625, which is a 15% increase from the number of active listings at the end of August. Our months of inventory for Durham Region saw a pretty big increase from 1.8 months of inventory to 2.5 months, which on its own suggests we're still in a market that's leaning in favor of sellers. However, the sales to new listing ratio suggests the opposite, as it decreased from 50%, which is a balanced market, to 37.8%, which is starting to enter into buyer's market territory. And as expected, with the market cooling off and more inventory becoming available, the average days on market increased from 15 days to 17 days, and the average sale price to list price ratio has decreased down to 102%. In September of last year, the average price in Durham Region was at $915,000, but the number of sales very close to last month at 662. But the number of new listings that came on the market last September resulted in only 1.6 months of inventory. But even with the months of inventory suggesting we were further into a seller's market last year, we still saw month-over-month price declines through to December, when we ended the year at an average price of $874,000. So that really has me wondering, where are we going to end this year? Before I jump into the year-to-date market trends, leave me a comment and let me know what you think the average price of all home types in Durham Region will be in the month of December. Now, if we look at the sales and new listings since the beginning of the year, you can see January started off slow. We had less than 400 sales and less than 900 new listings. December and January are usually slower times of the year, but from our perspective, the market really felt like not much was happening. But then we hit February and we saw a jump in the number of sales, but not much change in new listings. So homes that were sitting on the market with no activity in January all of a sudden had multiple offers on them again. It felt like the spring market had kicked in really early. Then March through until around May, the market was more of a hot seller's market with prices increasing at a fast pace again. But June was the first month we saw these two numbers trend in the opposite direction. We saw listings go up and sales go down, causing inventory to build. And after that, we saw prices drop slow but steady. And now in September, we're seeing that gap increase again. Listings are up close to the peak in June, but sales are hovering around 650. With the gap getting larger, that means our market is building inventory. September saw a large jump in active listings, with us crossing 1,600 in Durham Region. And the months of inventory reached 2.5 months, which is not only the highest it's been all year, but it's the highest level Durham Region has seen since February of 2019. So with all of that said, what is the real estate market going to look like moving forward? Well, with us heading into the end of the year, I think it's fairly safe to say that the number of sales happening each month will either continue to trend downward or at least remain low, and we won't see any significant spikes in transactions happening. I think it's possible that new listings won't be as high in October as they were in September, maybe closer to that 1,500 or 1,600 mark instead of over 1,700 like we saw last month. But if sales drop again, even with less new listings, we should still see inventory continue to build each month. If that happens, we'll continue to see downward pressure on prices, especially if Durham Region gets up in the 3.5 months of inventory range. I know that's technically only the beginning of balanced market numbers, but those are inventory levels we have not seen in this area in a very long time, and prices will reflect the additional inventory and buyers' lack of ability to qualify at these higher rates currently being offered. If you're in a position where you're going to be selling your home soon, you have to be on top of the most recent comparable sales. Just like when the market was at its peak and each week a new sale set the market value for your area, the same thing is happening now, but it's going in the opposite direction. Many sellers are not seeing the activity or offers that they're expecting, and sometimes the position that they're in, they find themselves forced to work with a lower offer than their expectations. When that happens, that's setting a new precedent and new market value for those types of homes in that neighborhood. So if there are other homes in your neighborhood, keep a close eye on them because they'll directly impact your sale price as well, especially if you're selling and purchasing another property based on the expected value of your home. This can be a dangerous market to be buying in first and selling second. There are a growing number of people who purchased a home based on what they thought their home would sell for, and now they're struggling to sell or get the price they need in order to afford their next purchase. Don't put yourself in that position because the last thing you want is to run into legal issues because you couldn't afford to close on a home you bought. We're also seeing more people listing their homes that are in the I need to sell my home camp for one reason or another. The common trait we find with many of those sellers is that they're struggling to come to terms with what their home's current market value is. And I understand this as a real estate agent who watches the market and sale prices each and every day. It can be easier for us to look at a home objectively and say it's worth this much. But as a homeowner, that's not just an investment, that's your home. There's much more sentimental value there, and you've likely seen sale prices from just a couple of months ago that were much higher. So it can be hard to come to terms with what your value may be today. But if you find yourself in that group of homeowners, all I can suggest is to try and get an understanding of your home's current value as quickly as you can, because the sellers that are feeling pressure to sell but end up taking weeks and months to sell because they're priced incorrectly are taking much bigger losses than they needed to had they priced correctly right out of the gate. And don't cut corners when you're listing your home. I say it all the time, but if your home doesn't show like a 9 or a 10 out of 10 online, then the only way you have a chance at attracting buyers is by having a very attractive price. If you're trying to get the most out of your sale, then things like photography and staging and marketing are going to make a very big difference. As for buyers, you're going to see a lot more opportunities come up between now and the end of the year. Prices and market conditions are trending in your favor, however, interest rates are not. Speak to a mortgage broker, get pre-approved and get a rate locked in, and then be patient and wait for the right opportunity. And talk with your agent. There may be homes that are listed $50,000 above your price point, but they're $50,000 overpriced. So sometimes it's still worth your time to view those properties and then have your agent keep in touch with theirs so you can circle back later if and when they come to their senses. Get out and see as many homes as you can, and don't be afraid to submit offers on the ones you like. Unless the home has a wow factor that's attracting a lot of other buyers, they likely aren't seeing as much activity and may be willing to work with you if you're willing to put something on paper. If you'd like some help buying or selling a home in Durham Region, or if you just have questions you'd like answered, you can book a call with me using the link in the description. Thank you so much for watching until the end. I hope you found this video helpful, and I'll see you in the next one next week. Bye!